Yeah, and for Colorado, they played their first MLS next game this weekend. They picked up a win, so on the road, picking up that win gives them good confidence going into today's game.
Of the kind of chip on the shoulder that Azteca FC might be playing with as we are underway from Colorado. Rapids 2, Azteca FC. It'll be an out swinging corner. The header into the back of the net. It took 13 minutes, but Josh Beluz puts Colorado Rapids 2 ahead early on. An Open Cup play in the first round. He's just taller than everybody else, Chris.
Set pieces are so important, and it's where Azteca probably needed to have a little bit more focus.
In a Rapids 2 uniform. Here an Open Cup play and a foul. Chance at a free kick pretty far out, though. A yellow issued as well.
Azteca now have their own opportunity from this set piece, but the defending from corner kicks, defending from set pieces is so important, and allowing a player with the presence of Beluz to be completely unmarked in the box is criminal. You probably label that schoolboy defending more so than amateur or professional defending. Azteca will be really frustrated that they gave up the opportunity and evidently a goal just through poor marking.
That yellow is on Wayne Frederick. Here's the free kick, and a good effort. Just went high over the bar. So Frederick booked. 13th minute off a corner. Beluz with the goal, and here's that free kick one more time.
Not too far away, but goalkeeper never really looked too worried. But we spoke about Azteca staying in the game for the first 15 minutes. See if they couldn't concede in the first 15 minutes. They conceded just before 15 minutes. And now this really takes the pressure off of Colorado. They can control the tempo of the game. They can relax a little bit more. We spoke about that pressure building up had the score stayed 0-0 from a little bit longer, but they managed to relieve some of that pressure. Now let's see if they're able to enjoy the game a little bit more. Increase the
Aguirre, space in the midfield. Garcia fires off the crossbar. Great attempt. He's had a couple of those tonight. He's going to get one, it feels like.
Yeah, fantastic footwork from Garcia here. Rattles the crossbar. Great first touch. Takes the defenders one way, then turns back in between two, gets it out his feet, rifles this. You thought he was going straight into the back of the net into a corner, but off the crossbar and out play. But great individual skill there from Garcia.
Flicked on. Rare possession here for Azteca. Brandon Morales played it back.
Bring it out in the second half, because if there's one thing I'd want to see from this team, it's a little bit more character, a little bit more bite, a little bit more meaning to this game. You know, if you're a plumber, construction worker, you get the chance to compete in this type of competition against these opponents, then come out and show that you've got something to prove. Come out and give it everything that you've got. And tomorrow when you go back to your regular job, you have a story to tell about how you competed and you create stuff and you battled. If you don't give it a go, then you participated, but did you really compete? If the game 45 minutes, the answer to that's probably not right now.
Well, think about the opportunity they're having playing in an MLS stadium, and now Colorado Rapids 2 trying to double their lead, and they will have a chance here with a corner.
And I know that was brutal, but it's evident that this team can do better, and they can give more competition than they have in this first half. And that's the frustrating part, is that knowing that they can give more and not doing that. But I expect
they're still just one ball away from getting this thing level.
And that's the next part. I think once Rafael Amaya is able to get them a half-time, have a conversation and say, hey, irrespective of whether we win or lose, we're going to give this everything we've got. I think you see a different approach from the team.
I think in the run of play, they've mostly been decent, but uninspiring, but decent. But it's been on the set piece on the corner where they were unable to defend on the first goal. Let's see what happens here. And they're unable to. Second goal, second off a corner. And Rapids 2 has doubled its lead late in the first half.
The fourth official is indicating that a minimum of 2 minutes will be added to the first
Again,
half.
Josh, I don't think it's rocket science, but if you're not going to mark players on corner kicks when they're delivered in the box and players are going to be left free to attack the ball, what do you expect to happen? 2 goals scored by 2 unmarked players. to know that set pieces, you need to pick somebody up and mark them. You don't need, it doesn't require much running just to be like, hey, I'm going to get close to you and make it difficult for you. That's not been the case on this occasion. Set pieces are so key. If there's one way an inferior or a team that plays at a lower level can try to level things out, it's being good at set pieces, attacking, but defending them well.
You know, it almost felt like if Azteca could get to the half down only 1-0, maybe they'd have a shot in the second. And I think if you ask Rafa, he'd be happy with the run of play. But again, the 2 goals, as we've obviously talked about, both coming off that corner.
And I think from a coaching perspective, if he'd have got to halftime 1-0, they could have come out fighting in the second half. I think
it feels like a dagger.
2-0 is a dagger, although it's one of the most dangerous scorelines in the game. The way this game has gone, I don't think is very dangerous for Colorado.
2 minutes of added time, as you can see on your screen. Awaiting the halftime whistle from Marcelo Soto, our referee tonight. And there it is. Not much happening in the run of play for either team, but 2 corners, 2 goals. Jackson Travis will also enter as well. He replaces Sebastian Anderson. They're underway in half number 2.
Or as defenders commit and throw their bodies in, he would have had a little bit more time to pick out the pass for one of his teammates.
Here's Frederick trying to get around the defender. His low cross is tapped in. Too easy for Alec Diaz on the feet across from Wayne Frederick. It's a 3-0 advantage for Colorado Rapids 2.
1v1 situation. Sizes up his opponent. Purposeful, just drives past him to the bar line, picks his head up, drives across goal. Diaz is there for the easiest tap in, one of the easiest goals you score.
Battle at midfield, Baptiste. That's a foul, and I'm surprised they just didn't give the advantage there and let that play on because Azteca had possession. Chance, Azteca! That's the first shot on target they've had tonight, and the save made by Beaudry. And it'll be a corner. Some life.
And this is why goalkeepers are so key. We spoke about Beaudry and not having much to do, but when he did and he was called upon, he came up absolutely massive. This was good play. I think it's Morales who gets the shot off. We spoke about him earlier in the broadcast. Does well in the box, and
here comes the corner. Defended well by Diaz, but still in possession of Azteca.
In your planning, when you're a good team, you have to have depth in your roster. You have to be prepared for that, and you know that's the expectation. It's not anything abnormal because top teams will play in a lot of games, a lot of tournaments, and want to win and be successful.
Here's a shot on, deflects in, but the flag was up, offside. I mean, I didn't. I'm talking about Azteca.
Sometimes when the organizations, there's a disparity like this, sometimes that goal could...
Oh wow, Beaudry aggressive off his line, and a chip attempt by George Martinez went for naught.
Yeah, and in the second half, they've had a couple of chances there. Martinez, and we spoke earlier about Morales, had a great opportunity that Beaudry saved earlier in the game. So in the second half, they've had a couple of really good opportunities, just been unable to convert them. Bigger for Azteca to give the fans something to cheer about.
No doubt about it. Azteca, you know they want to get on the board. Here's the cross, deflected, and a corner upcoming for Azteca FC in the 89th minute.
Good defending there from Garcia. gets out there and blocks the cross. We often see players defending, allowing the crosses to come in, meaning the defenders, the goalkeepers have to do more work. If you're able to stop the problem at the source rather than having to deal with the cross coming in, it's far better than allowing players to deliver wide crosses. And sometimes the defenders win the first one, the ball bounces down, and the goal scored from the second one.
Here comes the in-swinger. Beaudry dove for it, but it was headed away by Colorado.
Good defending.
And look at Colorado on the move. Dormo with a big sprint ahead, making the run. Dormo tried to chip it, but getting a piece of it was the keeper, Aguilar. And there is the final whistle from Marcelo Soto. Azteca FC's dreams dashed in Colorado, but Rapids 2 is moving on to round 2.